You tune into the Sportscast with Brian, Craig, and Jeff. Give you all the sports news you need. We give you outspoken thoughts about all the headlines. We talk baseball, football, hockey, and more. No matter the topic, we cover it. Get ready for the show and keep it outspoken. Keep it outspoken. We keep it outspoken only on the Sportscast. Tune into the Sportscast with Brian, Craig, and Jeff. Give you all the sports news you need.
Hey guys, welcome in to the Outspoken Sportscast. Here, host Brian and Craig. Craig, how's it going?
It's finally Friday. This week is all messed up.
It is finally Friday. We talked about our Thanksgiving at the end of the episode. This is the Thanksgiving edition, episode 169. We're kind of winging it. It's we weren't able to jump on Tuesday. We're gonna do it Wednesday, but I've screwed that up. So we had Thanksgiving yesterday with the family, and then a lot of football and food, but we'll jump into that here. We're going to give you the recap of last week's games. We're going to pick the games this week. Yes, I know some games happened yesterday, but it'll be all right. We got our power rankings and much, much more right after this, guys. Well, guys, welcome in. It's the episode right after Thanksgiving where I'm nice, fat, and happy with a lot of food in my belly. Hope your Thanksgiving was good, Craig. And did you do much for Thanksgiving yesterday?
No, just went to my mom and dad's, hung out all day. We had breakfast and dinner. My brother and sister hung out for breakfast, and then they went to their in-laws, and I stayed. It was just me and my mom and dad for dinner. So watched both games, and then right after the Cowboy game, shot back to the house because we had to work this morning.
Yep, good old work the next day. We had a good time. We hosted my two brother. I have more than two, but two brother-in-laws came over with their families, and my mother-in-law and father-in-law came over. We cooked and had lunch over here. We ate around 1:00, and we actually watched more football, soccer World Cup than we actually watched NFL football yesterday because they're both in the soccer. So we watched the first two games, and then when the Cowboy game jumped on, we flipped it over. But we had a good time and family and food and both footballs. But glad it was good, and we have lots of leftovers, so we'll be eating turkey for the next 3 weeks. We ended up cooking 2 turkeys yesterday and a ham, so
Nice.
lots of food left. All right, guys. Well, we hope your Thanksgiving was fantastic. I hope you got a lot of food and hung out with the people that you care about. But we're gonna jump into the Week 11 recap, and let's go ahead and do that real quick. Oh, I got Craig beat me by 1. We picked the picks, and it was the Raiders and Broncos game, and he chose the Raiders, and I chose the Broncos, and that was that. You're on a 3 or 4 week winning
About
streak.
4 weeks, yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to look. I have the spreadsheet on my phone. I'll have to go look at it and see. But I think you took over because I think I took an early lead and you kind of bounced back. So, all right. Anyways, week 11. Yeah, the Packers losing to the Titans, which we both picked the Packers to win. I thought that after beating the Dallas Cowboys, this would push them to do better, and they've continued to be bad. And Aaron Rodgers got booed off the field, and there's no reason to win another football game this season. Team Tank, let's go, because it's over.
I got some questions to ask about that later on, because how he hasn't been listed on an injury report with a broken thumb is questionable. They should be maybe fined or something. I mean, that you should at least be questionable if you have a broken thumb for 5 weeks. Like, you can't just not report injuries. So that's confusing to me.
Yeah, I'm like, is his thumb broken? Is it not? Is it an excuse?
He claims in the news conference it's been broke ever since they played the Giants in Week 5.
Yeah.
He said the only thing different now is you saw the tape. But what that tells me, though, you haven't been telling the NFL that the thumb's broken, and that is not reporting injuries, and that under the CBA, like.
Well, at this point, I'm all for let's throw Love in and let's see what he's got, because
You got to make a decision on that contract at the end of the
year. At the end of the year, we got to figure out if we want to pay him. Is Aaron Rodgers staying? Are we going to trade Aaron Rodgers? There's all a bunch of mess that we got to deal with, and it's just not worth it. Falcons take care of the Bears. Justin Fields did get hurt in this game. I don't think he left it, though. I think he played the whole game. And
it happened at the end.
He's questionable.
He's questionable for this week. Yeah. But
separated
shoulder and some torn ligaments or something. It's obviously not his throwing shoulder, or else he'd be done.
Yeah. Sounds pretty painful.
Still, that's kind of a similar deal to what Mayfield played, that labrum that Mayfield played with last year, and you saw how that worked out. So I don't know if you want to put your franchise quarterback out there to, especially as much as he runs and gets hit. Like, he's not.
Yep.
Your run-of-the-mill, you can't protect him with the offensive line. Like, he's going to get hit a bunch of times. So I don't know.
And they, Falcons won by 3. At this point, the Bears aren't playing for anything, so I wouldn't risk it. But we'll see if they do. Bills take care of the Browns on Week 11 now, 31-23, easy peasy. The Eagles barely surpassed the Colts with a late touchdown to win that game. It looked like they were going to lose all game long, and then they score 14 points in the fourth quarter, which they usually score all the points in the second quarter. Big news, though, is A.J. Brown's going to miss this week. He got hurt this game, and I'm not sure what it is. But
I think it's a hamstring is what it looked like.
He will not play this week.
Yeah.
It's a big loss for the Eagles. But the Philadelphia head coach is over there screaming, jumping on the bench, screaming at fans. I'm like, bro, you beat the Colts by 1 point. I think
supposedly
relax a little bit.
From what he's saying is that was a shot to Indy because they picked Frank Reich to be the head coach over him, and he was like, see, you could have had me and you didn't, and now you're terrible at football and I'm good at football, and blah 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 is what I gathered.
The team they scored 3 points in the first half, and
I'm not real sure.
It's a strange flex when you win by 1 point.
Yeah.
So,
or as an NFL head coach in general.
Just weird.
Can you see Mike McCarthy hopping up on benches and being like, yeah.
Take that. Yeah. That's weird. But he joins right along with the fans and the meatheads up there, so I guess they really love that probably. Patriots beat the Jets last week in a horrible game, 10-3.
Yeah. On a punt return of 85 yards that had one of the most blatant block in the backs I've seen in football, and the refs just didn't even see it. I mean, the guy just gets blasted from the back and actually goes in front of the punt returner, almost trips over the guy because he got launched in front of him. And the best part about it is he was already past him, so he didn't even need to do it. But they don't call it. He runs into the end zone, and away they go. The Jets averaged 1.2 inches a play or something for the whole second half. They've decided to bench Zach Wilson, which I think all that does is just devastate his career, but
Well,
that's for another time.
you're exactly right, and it's stupid because
Yeah.
this guy is your future, and you've got to
Yeah.
figure it out.
And you're letting Joe Flacco sit. You're going with Mike White, so I'm not exactly sure what we're trying to do. We're not trying to win football games if Mike White's your quarterback. So I
Well,
don't
Joe
know.
Flacco either. I mean, we
Flacco
know.
started like 3-1 or whatever. Like I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's weird, and it's stupid. You're gonna kill the guy's confidence.
Oh, he already did.
He-
They said that he went home crying. That they just sent him home.
oh my gosh, wow,
They gave him the rest of the day off and went into the meeting. We're like, all right, hey, Zach's not here because he's at home crying and
Well, hopefully, they didn't say
went to go hang out with his mom's friends or
for his
whatever.
mom,
And
his mommy.
yeah, and
That's weird.
yeah,
It's
super.
stupid, and it's what's going to get a coach fired of
Yeah.
pulling this quarterback.
Yeah.
And look, the Patriots have his number. I don't think he's ever beat the Patriots. He's played really bad against when he plays them.
Yeah. Apparently, there's a lot of teams in that division that do that. So
just interesting. Yeah, well, I mean, there was talks about Mac Jones, them getting rid of Mac Jones. I'm like, whoa. He made the playoffs his first rookie season.
made the Pro Bowl.
Made the Pro Bowl. Let's chill out a little bit here. He's not Tom Brady. We know that, but the Jets are just I don't know what's going on, but you're benching this guy, but he's also, first of all, he's got to be smarter than this. He went on to, did you see his interview when they interviewed him and asked him about, hey, don't you feel bad that the defense only gave up 3 points and you couldn't, against the you didn't win? He's like, nope, not my problem. I'm like, what the hell? You've got to know.
Back and apologize to the team for his remarks after
I'm
the
just
game,
like,
but I mean,
that's just, you got to be smarter than that, man.
See, I just don't like interviewing those guys after because they just came off the field. They got all kinds of emotions. He was pissed off because he lost, and especially the way they lost. I mean, the defense only let up 3 points, but you let up an 85-yard punt return to some little, guy that's never scored in the NFL before. So, like, I get why Wilson was heated a little bit, but I mean, I'm sure he doesn't have the stats handy in front of him that he averaged 1 inch a play for the next,
he doesn't have nobody to blame in this. You just got to be better. You just got to do better. What the words that come out of your mouth after a game, because my gosh, dude, it was horrible. Saints beat the Rams last week, as we both thought the Rams would win, and
well, we didn't realize that Stafford was going to go back in a concussion protocol, and he's still there now, so he's going to be out for this week, and some rookie quarterback is going to play, so we all knew who was going to win that game. The Rams' season's over. Cooper Kupp is out. Stafford's out. That season is basically done.
Lions smoke the Giants, 31-18. Ooh.
And looked good doing it, and held Saquon Barkley to like 20-something yards, and had a bunch of turnovers, and basically set the blueprint for the Giants, and Giants lose their wide receiver, their young wide receiver with a torn ACL. They lose 2 defensive backs. They lose 3 linemen. So that team is just now ravaged. They've got to play the Eagles twice. They've got to play the Commanders. It looks like the Giants could be on a downhill spiral here.
Yeah, they're not a good football. I mean, they're just not good. They're just not good, and they've played great. I would say great. They played good enough to win. Brian Daboll deserves Coach of the Year for even getting this team competitive. But they're just not a good football team.
See, I think Saleh was in the running too. They both are, and then all of a sudden they're going to both finish with bad seasons. So I don't know who gets it now.
Yeah, if they they don't hold together and finish strong, they probably aren't getting that record, but are getting that award. Ravens take care of the Panthers, barely win by 10, 13-3. That was a strange game that Baker Mayfield. Did Baker Mayfield play that one? That's the one
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield started.
Mayfield
with.
played, and he will not play this week. Somebody else. Well, I think Darnold is going to start.
The team wanted Sam Darnold to start.
I think he's going to this week. So
Commanders beat the Texans 23-10. They're 500. Or they're above 500. Sorry, Kat, I did not see that. Thanks, Craig. Happy late Thanksgiving, fellas. Hope you all had a good one. You too, Kat. Happy Thanksgiving, belated Thanksgiving. It was great. A lot of food.
Yep.
A lot of
Happy
sports.
Thanksgiving. It was good.
A lot of family. Hope yours was good as well, Kat. Appreciate you jumping on here with us. You can jump on and chat live with us through YouTube. I have a popcorn kernel stuck in my throat. Raiders beat the Broncos, which cost me the win last week. 22-16. Nothing there. The Cowboys beat the Vikings. Let's move on from there. No, they smoked the Vikings 40-3.
Yeah, and I mean, and if you play two more games like that, you're pretty unbeatable. I mean, you talk about there's no such thing as a perfect game, but by God, they look pretty perfect in that
pretty
game.
Close.
But then again, they turned around yesterday and have 100 penalties and didn't look good at all. And if they play against anybody other than the Giants, they probably don't win. And so this team is very Jekyll-ish and Hyde right now. So
I think the Packers loss had the Cowboys coming out, and they were playing heated. And Minnesota, they just took it to them. But so that
now they'll have a 10-day break. We'll see how they come out. They play Indy, so we'll see if Indy can give them as many fits as they gave Philly, and go from there.
Bengals take care of business against the Steelers. This was a really good game. They won 37-30. Joe Burrow throws for 4 touchdown passes in that game.
They could be getting healthy at the right time. Jamar Chase is a game-time decision, it sounds like. So we'll see if he comes back, but they do lose their running back to concussion protocol.
Chiefs win 30-27 over the Chargers. This is a game that Chargers were in it, had a chance to win.
Chargers brought some people back from injury, but Patrick Mahomes does what Patrick Mahomes does.
30-27. And then the 49ers kill the Cardinals 38-10, and that coach will probably be gone next season. Because
they fired their game coordinator or whatever
for groping a lady.
Yeah, in Mexico. They sent him home the day before, like sent him home right before the game, and so play calling was all jacked up, and Kyler didn't play, and that game was just a complete show. So, San Francisco did what they were supposed to do, and they're going to win that division hands down.
Oh yeah, and that's well, Seahawks are right there with them.
Yeah, I just don't think I think San Francisco's too talented. Seattle, Seattle's playing outside there. You want to talk about coach of the year? That might be Pete Carroll. Coach of the year right there is Pete Carroll.
The guy who I killed at the beginning of the year.
Taking that talentless group that we thought was going to get the number 1 pick to even a wild card would be interesting in itself.
All right. That's your recap of week 11. Let's jump into the power rankings. Last week, I had Vikings number 1. Obviously, that soured very quickly after they got freaking golly-whopped against the Cowboys. Just didn't even show up. 40-3. Pathetic. Let's see here. Let's go from 5-1 like usual. And I don't have these pre-out, so I got to look at let me look at the standings here. Do you have who's your number 5?
I have Dallas with the win over Minnesota, and then of course, they've already played this week and they win again. And the way Philly looked at deal, I think that you can't overlook them.
Yeah, you can't overlook Dallas. It's tough because I think the Eagles have kind of fallen off a little bit here. Give me I'm gonna go with the Eagles at number 5. I don't think they're that unbeatable team that a lot of people thought they were. They're losing AJ Brown. They're going to they struggle really bad against the Colts. Excuse me. They're going to I think they struggle against Green Bay coming up this week. I hope the Eagles win. I want Green Bay to lose the rest of these games. This is going to be the test, though. Without A.J. Brown, without that deep threat downfield for Jalen Hurts to throw the ball to, I think this is going to be a test for him. But give me the Eagles at 5. I still got them in the top 5. The record says they deserve to be there, but I'm just not. I'm not as big of a fan of them as, and I honestly, realistically, they could still lose the division. So, who do you got it for?
I got the Eagles at 4.
Eagles at 4. Okay. Give me the Dolphins. No. Yeah, go ahead and give me the Dolphins. No, give me the. Oh, it's so difficult. Yeah, give me the Dolphins. I'll take the Dolphins at number 4. They've been playing good football as of late, and they're 7-3. I got the Dolphins there. Go ahead and give us your number 3.
You're gonna see a very obvious omission here, and it's going to be very interesting. I got the 49ers at 3. I like what they did since they've gotten McCaffrey. The offense is rolling. That defense is already stout, and I think they're going to be a tough out in the playoffs with that play calling and everything like that. As long as everybody can stay healthy, I think they're going to be a very tough out. So I got the Niners.
Interesting. 6-4. I'm gonna change it up, Craig. I screwed it up. Give me Dallas at 5, Eagles at 4. Give me Miami at 3. So I got the Dallas Cowboys at 5, Eagles at 4, Dolphins at 3, and then I got the Bills and then the Chiefs. Chiefs are number 1. And then the Bills. The Vikings, after losing 40-3, I can't respectfully pitch you in the top 5 anymore. I've got to give Dallas credit for whooping them. I had the number 1 last week. They whooped them 40-3. I got to put the Cowboys in there. And so, yep. Cowboys at 5, Eagles at 4, Dolphins at 3. Bills and Chiefs, 2-1.
I have the Dolphins and the Chiefs, and Miami has been impressive. Every game they've played that Tua didn't leave the field on a stretcher, they've won, and they've won impressively. And I kind of thought that this team could be good enough to make the playoffs when we did the preseason. I believed a little more in Tua than most people did, but nobody saw this. Nobody saw this coming in, and that will probably be, even though Pete Carroll will deserve it, that probably, if Miami makes the playoffs and makes a pretty good run, that's probably your coach of the year. Because nobody believed in Tua, and I'm going to take the Bills out just because they lose to Minnesota.
They struggled yesterday.
They struggled horribly yesterday. Horribly. And they also struggled. I mean, the score doesn't really reflect it, but it took them a whole long time. And I understand they were traveling with the blizzard and everything like that, but it took them a while to get rolling against Cleveland. And there's something missing. I think that UCL of Allen's is not right. I think he's having trouble with it. There's some throws yesterday that he normally makes and he couldn't make. Stephon Diggs dropped 2 or 3 passes that were right that should have hit him in the hands. Detroit should have won that game on 4 different opportunities. And so yeah, I'm gonna hold steadfast on my Allen revenge tour and drop them down because they just did not look. They looked very beatable yesterday, and Miami's already beat them once. Kansas City now is a clear cut number one, and I just don't. I mean, I'm going to be interested to see. There's
Who's your number 2?
Miami,
Miami.
and
Start
and
keeping
then
track of yours too. And you have the 49ers as number 3?
Yeah.
All right. Who's your 4?
Philly and Dallas.
Okay. We have 4 and 5 the same. I thought about putting the Niners in there just with that record. I just couldn't do it yet. They might be there before the end of the season, but yeah, I left the Bills there. They did struggle. They did struggle mightily against the Detroit. They ended up winning that pass that Allen made though, to get him in field goal range was a beauty. But Kat,
Yeah.
I hope you're taking record there though, Kat, because we both have the Kansas City Chiefs as the number one team, and we've eaten our words a little bit about him missing Tyreek Hill because he's not missed anything.
That was proven at a very early stage that he did not miss him, and I'm telling you, I believe that he hears that and went out and is just having a very very MVP like season. Although, man, the Tua for MVP chant is starting to really gain some steam. Tagovailoa's stats are off the chart.
Now, what's interesting, we came in this year before we had a who has the most pressure going into the season, and Tua. That was the guy. We needed to see if he was the guy. All the question marks around him. He has the most talent. Let's see if he can put it together, and he's put it together. He looks
questions on
really
arm
good.
strength, questions on thing, and he's basically silenced it all.
He is. And I think it comes to it comes with the talent that they got for him. It comes with a new head coach, and
Hill and Waddle are having bang up seasons.
Happening. The new coach, because the old coach with Brian Flores, there was talk about him didn't care for Tua, talked badly about him to his face, and you get a guy in there that's talking like he doesn't like you. How are you going to perform? It's morale and their new head coach there seems like he's got the morale high. He believes in Tua. He's drawing up offensive play calls. His schemes are really good, and this team is rolling on all cylinders. And they've always had a pretty good defense there. So Miami could be that team that gets into the playoffs. They're probably. I don't think they win their division, but they could. They're the team you don't want to face round one. Definitely be sending you home early, but.
I don't know who has the tiebreaker. They've already beat Buffalo once. If they beat them again, they're in real good shape. But if they lose to them, then very easily you could see a tie amongst that division. Then I don't know what the second tiebreaker is, but that game will be one to watch. The second meeting of Buffalo Miami, because that will basically be winner takes control of the East.
All right, let's jump into the picks this week. Craig beat me by 1 last week, unfortunately, but fortunate for you there, Craig. Let's go to picks now. We will say this. We know there was games yesterday, and we didn't get these picks out, but both me and Craig picked the Bills, the Cowboys, and the Vikings to win. The Bills were an easy one, even though they almost lost. The Cowboys were an easy one, even though they didn't play very well. And then Minnesota and the Patriots. Minnesota's a better football team, so we're going to give us those yesterday. So let's go ahead and jump into the rest of the games this next week and go from there. You got Packers and Eagles, Sunday Night Football in Philadelphia. Who do you have, Craig?
Give me Green Bay. Their season's on the line, and no AJ Brown, and I'm gonna hope that takes place.
I forgot no AJ Brown. Oh, that's tough with no AJ Brown. Give me the Eagles. I'm gonna go with the Eagles. I hope the Packers lose out, and I hope that happens because we need a better draft pick.
Don't
'Cause
they lose out after this week?
Our season's done. Yeah,
So,
yeah. My buddy Ryan texts me and says, "Hey, can you do me a favor?" He said,
yeah.
"I said what?" He goes, "Can you have the Packers beat the Eagles next week?" I said,
Yeah.
"Don't hold your breath
Yeah.
because we are bad."
Can you win one football game?
Yeah, can you win one?
Since you
Beat us. Can you
beat
win?
us, can you do that and one
Yeah.
more time?
Yeah. Bucks go to the Browns. Buccaneers have been playing better.
Yes,
They-
Brady's got that rolling a little bit. Give me the Bucks.
They lead the team. They lead the team, or they lead the division at 5-5.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with the Browns. Give me the Browns to win this one. Strong rushing attack, keep Brady off the field. I don't know if Deshaun Watson's not play. Is he?
He cannot play. He can't
cannot
play
play,
till
okay.
Houston.
Okay, that's right. So Houston, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But I'll take the Browns. So right off the bat, we are.
Right off the bat, we're batting 1,000. Okay. Yeah, I can't. Not the Browns look horrible. That train has come off the tracks.
It depends on what Browns team shows up.
Yeah, no, I get it. But, no.
Bengals travel to Tennessee to play. I've got the Tennessee Titans winning this one, and they have slowly but surely just win games. They're not pretty. They're a lot of times ugly, but I got Tennessee Titans winning this one.
That offense has not looked good. The Bengals are supposed to get Jamar Chase back, and I am going to go with Cincinnati.
Going with Cincy. All right. I like it. Back and forth. You got Texans traveling to Miami. Give me Miami. I don't even think that.
Yeah, no, can't.
Can't
keep the trend alive. Sorry.
Bears and Jets. You got
oh my God,
injured quarterback versus White.
Oh. Well, either the Dallas Cowboys are the greatest quarterback selectors in the world and no talent more than anybody in the NFL because they had Mike White and they got Cooper Rush, which everybody, deal. Or the Jets are picking to sacrifice. Jeez, almighty.
This is a coin flip.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's a coin flip. It could be another 3-3 game going into deal. Give me the Bears. The Jets are just in shambles. I can't. Not that the Bears are much more put together, but that Jets team is not playing to win each other, and no, I can't do it.
I got the Jets, Jets. Maybe White comes in there and gives them a little bit of a boost. They play good defense. The Bears defense isn't all that good, and they're playing with an injured quarterback who takes one good shot and he could be out the rest of the game. And I don't even know who their backup is. So give me the Jets over the Bears. Falcons and Commanders. Now this game could be pretty good. The Commanders are 6-5. Falcons are 5-6. They've been playing teams tough this season. This one's a tough one for me to call, but I've got.
Give me the Commanders.
I've got the Commanders as well.
They are getting Chase Young back. That defense has been rolling. Taylor Heineke is on absolute fire, and that team is rolling. And that team could make a very late run and switch places with the Giants and still be a third wild card team out of that division.
They're getting some confidence out of Taylor Heineke. This team has rallied around him, and Carson Wentz's career is. He's put him out the pasture there. So, and I like to see it. Give this guy a chance.
Yeah.
Broncos and Panthers, another horrible game that no one would want to be forced to watch. Panthers are at home. Give me the Panthers. Give me the Panthers to win this game. What a horrible game.
Give me Denver. I can't. The best quarterback on the field. There's no way that the Panthers with Sam Darnold couldn't get him his own way last year. They've tried this 100 times. They benched him. They traded guys. They don't want him there. And he hasn't played a football game in almost a year. Russ has got to be able to do something better than what Darnold's doing.
You'd hope. Ravens at Jaguars. Give me the Ravens. Pretty simple one for me.
Oh. Yeah, give me the Ravens. I can't be on the Trevor Lawrence bandwagon after I smashed him.
Chargers versus Cardinals. Give me the Chargers.
Yeah, I don't even know. We don't know if Kyler's going to play. He's probably going to be game time decision. You don't know who's calling plays. Chargers looked really good last week, even though they lost. Josh Palmer went for bonkers. Makes Craig look like a fantasy football wizard. Yeah, Chargers.
Raiders versus Seattle. Give me Seattle. I've picked Raiders before. I've picked Denver Broncos before. I won't pick them again. Give me the Seattle one.
Little momentum last week for the Raiders. Not sure if that'll be enough. Was it in Seattle?
Yes.
Yeah, give me the Seahawks.
Chiefs and Rams. We are both going with the Chiefs because of the injured quarterback. I think we go to Chiefs regardless. But
yes, pretty sure we would.
Niners Saints. Give me the Niners.
Niners, yep.
And then our Monday night football game is a Steelers Colts.
Give me the Steelers. Defense with TJ Watt coming back, and the Colts have not looked great. Matt Ryan will be under siege all night.
I got the Steelers as well. We have 5 different games this week that are different picks, so this should be really interesting. And let me pull up on my phone real quick here. Who leads what? Because in that, I think you're leading right now, but I'm not. I think you're leading by 1. I think you tied me last week, and then that's red. Boom. That's green. All right, let's see. We're actually tied right now. And I have you on a 2-game winning streak, not a 4-game winning streak. So we'll have to go back and look at that, but that's what I have on my spreadsheet here. Wait, we're headed to week 12. My bad. You're on a 3-game winning streak. That was week 10. I didn't change it up. So week 11, you won 2. So you're on a 3-game winning streak, and you're up by 1 now.
Okay, so 3.
Yeah, that's what it is. So I really need to bounce back here and to beat you, because I'm gonna have to owe you lunch again.
Yes.
Again, and I don't want to do that. What did we bet the first game? What did we bet the first time?
The finals, you took Boston, and they
crapped the bed.
Yeah.
My
guy Steph Curry raining down.
And I felt like they were gonna that I was the wrong one to but I was like whatever, Craig, whatever. There's our picks for next week. Let's look at I forget it doesn't feel like a Friday to me since we were off yesterday. It's thrown me off. We've got to talk some college football, Craig, as the game of the week. The game of the week, Craig, is obviously North Carolina versus. No, I'm just joking. It's obviously your Michigan traveling to Ohio State at 11 o'clock.
11 a.m.
And I wish it wasn't 11 a.m. because
pregame at 8 a.m.
I wish it wasn't 11 o'clock, Craig, because
me and you both.
I hate the 11 o'clock games because I like to get stuff done early in the morning, and then I'll catch the game at 2 or 3 o'clock.
I got to work, and then I've got homie coming in on the airplane at 2:00, and so I'm gonna be very much trying to follow it on my phone while I'm driving to DFW, and not exactly ideal.
Now, bad news for you, Craig. Well, I guess not really bad news for you, but my prediction is that Ohio State wins this game. It's at home. Michigan. I don't know. I don't think these match up well. Ohio State. I don't know. I
Both
don't
defenses
know.
are very top notch. My fear is though Blake Corum got hurt last week in the game against Illinois. He got either a bone bruise or something in his knee, and he went out the first half, and they went in and worked on it, and they tried to come back, and he took one carry in the second half and fell down and said, "I can't run." And they say he's going to be limited. They say he's going to play. They say him and Edwards are going to split carries, but I just don't know what that means. Blake Corum has put himself in the Heisman Trophy talks, averaging. I mean, he only played half last week and he had 178 rushing yards. I mean, the kid is an absolute stud and can change the game. The quarterback for Michigan has been horrible unless he learns how to pass like overnight. He can't hit the water if he fell out of the boat. He's throwing guys. He looks like Jared Goff out there missing guys by 6 feet over the head, short, left, right. So if JJ McCarthy can't figure out how to hit a wide open receiver, then Michigan's in trouble. Now I don't think it's a blowout either way. I think the defense will keep them in the football game to the very end. But you just got to hope for a key turnover somewhere along the lines. I think is what's gonna be the flip of this game is maybe who has the ball last or who gets the one key turnover that the other team doesn't get could make or break the game. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think Ohio State wins this one. Y'all beat them last year, right? But that was the first in 8 years.
Yeah, first in a long time, and we beat the brakes off them last year. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't even close, and that wasn't home. And I've never been impressed with their quarterback. We'll see.
TJ Stroud's played good.
They've had a wide receiver that's been dealing with an injury ever since week one. He got hurt against, in week one. So we will see. We'll see what happens. But, of course, I'm sure in Ohio in November, it's going to be cold outside. There probably might be some snow involved. Wind, 500 million people in the horseshoe, so
I see. I'm on ESPN, and I see on the side of each of these games it says tickets as low as, and most of these games are $20, $40, $100. Tickets that game, the lowest ticket's $400.
Oh yeah, there's I think there's a waiting list of people that are not born yet are on the waiting list for this game in both stadiums. So every year they play, they almost break the year before, somehow get 30,000 more people stuffed into a thing and set a new record. And if this game ever became a neutral site game and could come here, it would be they would blow Jerry World out and have guys sitting in the rafters and set a new all-time record for everything. So it's a rivalry game, and I think this is kind of what defines Harbaugh. Was last year a fluke, or can you win a football game that really really matters and propel yourself into the playoffs? Now, I don't think either team's going to beat Georgia, and I think eventually that's your national champion, but we'll see.
We have other games on. It's going to, we got TCU playing Iowa or Iowa State there. I saw something that says TCU hasn't beat Iowa State in the last 6 attempts or something like that, or something crazy like that. So that'd
I don't know.
Interesting. We got Clemson versus South Carolina. You have Oregon, number 9, versus Oregon State, 21. They play each other pretty tough each year. Michigan State, Penn State. LSU versus Texas A&M. That should be an easy win. USC, number 6, versus Notre Dame. Notre Dame, number 15. I still think they're
They've
most
made a solid
overrated.
comeback after starting
have.
really horrible.
They have Tennessee and Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, known to upset some
And
people. But
Tennessee doesn't have a quarterback because their quarterback's got a torn ACL. So
yeah, this season might be. I mean, they were number
yeah,
one
this
and they
year,
fell off quick, man.
this season and next, as late as it happened, that's the problem.
Texas took care of business and beat Baylor. Cincinnati lost to Tulane, which is Cincinnati's kind of fallen off the map there. And then right now we got a game that's at halftime, UCLA versus Cal. So some decent football. You've got Alabama versus Auburn, which Alabama should win that one, but they haven't been playing that well. They already have 2 losses, and Auburn plays them well, pretty good. So we'll see if they can pull an upset there. But come on, TCU. I need them to stay at number 4 or above. So that's your college football here. We got any headlines of the week, Craig, that we're aware of that you know of?
Von Miller's got a knee injury after yesterday. He did dodge the ACL, but he has some kind of damage in there, so he's out indefinitely. So that could hurt Buffalo and their defense.
We have the U.S. soccer tied today.
Tied England today. They need a win against Iran to go to the knockout stage. So it should be pretty easy, but
against Iran, yeah.
Iran beat Wales, so who knows?
It's pretty funny because Angel came up to me at work. He goes, "Hey, you run a sports podcast, right?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Why don't you talk about the World Cup?" And I said, "Well, I don't really like soccer. Can't sit here and like tell you about a soccer game. Like I
don't really like soccer.
I don't. But I will tell you this: World Cup is when I would watch it if I do.
Yes, I do watch that, and I watched the Wales game. They dominated that for 88 and some change, and then let up a penalty kick in the final minute of that. And then they played a team in England which should have come in and beat them very easily, and they don't win, but they don't lose. So they give themselves hope. They should be able to beat Iran, and we'll see if they not go to the knockout stage, what can happen. They're not offensively, they're not tearing it up, but defensively, they've only let up 1 goal the whole tournament. So,
yeah, both my brothers. Well, David, my brother-in-law, came over for Thanksgiving. He plays soccer and loves soccer, and my other brother-in-law likes soccer, and he went on his mission in Brazil when Brazil had the World Cup and was there in Brazil when the World Cup was going on. So it was insane. But we watched the Portugal and Ghana game, and Portugal won that 3-2. And then, which was actually a really entertaining game. The second half, they scored all 5 goals. And then we watched the Brazil beat somebody. I forget who they were playing, but they beat them 3-0.
Huge upsets in this tournament. Iraq won. They were plus 2,700, and beat a team, right out of the gate, and so it was Messi's team. They beat Messi's team, and so yeah, it's been a weird deal. Japan won a game the other day. They shouldn't have won. So it's just been, things have just been falling apart. So I was kind of hoping the U.S. could get in on it while I was seeing and beat England, and they didn't lose though. So we'll see.
It's interesting, and this is probably the only time I watch hockey, or not hockey, but soccer, and it is it's been pretty fun though. I will have to admit. Speaking of hockey, tell us about the Stars' 5 goals in like 2 seconds.
Oh yeah, they were down 4-1 with 9 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the game on Friday night, or not Friday night, Wednesday night, I guess it was, and looked horrible. Just looked flat. Just looked, weren't playing any kind of defense, and they got a power play, and Ben sends one over the guy's shoulder, and then the next thing you know, the wheels just fall off, and it was just an avalanche. Marchment scored. They scored 4 goals, actually 5 goals in 9 minutes and 40 seconds. The last one being an empty netter. The go-ahead goal was crazy because they're shooting it and they send it in, and the guy hits the puck and goes, "Yeah!" And then see the puck go back out, and they're like, "What happened? What?" And so they keep playing, and the Stars are like, "What? We scored! Like what?" And all of a sudden, the emergency horn goes off, and that means they tells the refs in the building, "Hey, come on over here to the booth and review that because they scored." And what happened was they passed it, and the guy Fasca sticks it in the goal, and it goes completely across the line. And the guy from Chicago takes the stick and pulls it out of there. And goes, "That didn't go in, bro. It was across the line, clearly. Like what? No." And so they counted that one, and then they added an empty netter and end up scoring 5 goals in 9 minutes and 40 seconds, and
Yeah, absolutely insane.
take a what should have been it would have been a horrible loss. I mean, Chicago's 6-9 and just not a really great hockey team, and to come into your house and beat you, not only beat you, but beat you pretty good at being 4-1. That was a heart crushing defeat for Chicago to be that far up, and Jason Robertson not only is going to be the best player the Stars have, he has now thrown his name into the MVP category. And Jake Ottinger has thrown his name into the Vespa best goalie category. I understand he let up 4 goals the other night, but he's got 2.32 as his goals against average right now, and that's phenomenal.
See, I didn't know when we went to the game a couple Saturdays ago. I didn't know he was back, and they showed him. I'm like, yes, let's go.
And so they tied Colorado the other night and got at a crucial point there. They're still leading the division. But right now, the team that is unconscious, I was watching the video today. They won again today. They are 17-2-0, I think. The Boston Bruins. They've won their first 12 games at home. No NHL team has ever done that. And they are just on fire. Dallas has got 30-something points, I think, and Boston's, got more than that, and so, that's going to be the team right now to look at. In the Dallas has got 27 points, and Boston's got 36. I mean, they've got 9 more points than the Stars, and the Stars are hot. The Stars are 4 points clear of Colorado in the Central. But another team, they got another head coach. All these teams got new head coaches. The Vegas Golden Knights are 16-4 and have 33 points. So,
and how did the point system work again? For
you get 2 for a win, 1 for overtime, and none for a loss.
Okay. Even if you go to overtime and lose, you still get a point?
You still get a point. And then if you win, then you get 2 points still.
Okay. And that's how they determine the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
good to know. I'm still learning the hockey.
Boston is 18-3-0.
Shoo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
that's amazing.
The Eastern Conference is super strong. You got Boston at 18-3-0, Toronto at 12-5-5, New Jersey at 16-4-0. The Islanders are 13-8-0. Carolina's 10-6-5. I mean, all those teams are above point-wise what the Stars are. There's five or six teams that are above what Dallas is, and Dallas is leading the West. So, but it'll be interesting to see how they finish. We're a quarter of the way through the season right now. How
many games do they play?
82.
Year? Okay. Nice. Okay. Good to know. Craig will get back with his the Craig Hockey Hat Trick segments each week to give you an NHL update. We will be on Tuesdays and Fridays. Like I said, we missed Tuesday. I was doing something very special for my family Tuesday. And I didn't get back from Dallas till about 6:00, and then we were going to do it Wednesday, but we had a game night on Wednesday with my family and my brother-in-laws, and so then we had Thanksgiving. So just just didn't work out. So we kind of shoved all episodes into one this week. But Craig is back on Fridays, which is good. And your son's team's still in the playoffs, right?
Yes, they play Abilene tonight at Choctaw Stadium, aka Globe Life Field.
Yeah.
The original one. That's at 7:30. I was thinking about sneaking my way out there, but I think we'll probably wait and see if they advance. And it's got to be coming to quarterfinals / going and playing at the Stars / Jerry World here very quickly, because there can't be too many teams left. We've never made it this far. We've never gone past, and like I said, Abilene's 6-6. We're 11-1. So just by looking at records, should be able to stay hot and advance one more time. But when push comes to shove at the end of the world, the Aledo Bearcats still loom, and that I think is going to be where kryptonite lies. So we will see. Every week you kind of hope Aledo stubs their toe with somebody else and you can avoid them, but it doesn't appear that's going to happen. It appears we're going to have to run our way through Aledo at some point. Just came across the phone that it looks like Matt Rule will be the next head coach of the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Okay.
They have offered him the job, and I assume there's some kind of money involved to offset the money he will lose from the Carolina Panthers that he's sitting on his couch collecting right now, to do nothing. So it looks like Matt Rule will be your next head coach of the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
I figured that they were talking about that a couple weeks ago, and I figured that was kind of like a perfect fit for him to get back into college foot the ranks, and he'll fit right in there in Nebraska and turn that team into a winning organization as he's done any with the college programs he's done.
Yeah.
So
we will see. That team has really struggled for years and years and years. After really becoming a powerhouse in the early days, they have not been as of late. So,
I think that's it for headlines. Really, you got anything to add in the what's in our locker?
the Major League Baseball should be heating up fairly quickly. By this time last year, you were starting to see some movement. There's some rumors out there on where guys are going. Aaron Judge met with the Giants, went all the way up to management. They got Steph Curry involved to show him the area and everything like that. I just don't know if they'll be able to present enough to pull him away from New York. If the story's true on that he's upset with the fans for booing him for having a rough playoff after the season he had, and that really hurt his feelings and deal, San Francisco's place to come, because we had a bunch of terrible seasons and they never booed Buster Posey one time ever in his whole life. So just not like that in San Francisco. I can tell you what I don't want, and that would be the Los Angeles Dodgers to be able to. They have cleared a bunch of payroll by Bellinger and Turner, and probably Trey Turner. It appears they're not going to be back in on him, so they're going to clear all kinds of money and would give plenty of room to go give Aaron Judge whatever he wants. So it was cool. In San Francisco, there's a sub shop over there, and the guy's like, if you sign with San Francisco, you eat here for free for the rest of your life. If you sign with the Dodgers, you're banned for life. Ha ha ha. And so it is what it is. We'll see what happens, but you should hear in the next couple weeks start to really, really, really see some Major League Baseball movement. And guys, it's a huge free agent market. You got 5 shortstops that are top notch, and Trey Turner, Xander Bogaerts, Dansby Swanson. There's one more too, and I mean they're just it's a stud class, and that's not to mention Judge, and that's not to mention Brandon Nimmo from the deal. You got Verlander, you've got DeGrom, you've got Verlander
Bellinger.
wants Bellinger. Verlander says he wants Scherzer money. I don't think at this point in his career he gets it, but just came off Tommy John and a Cy Young, so
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he does.
I don't see how he's continued to pitch and be great. And it's
Yeah, I want to see when he leaves Houston that all this stuff continues, because every guy that goes to Houston, their spin rate goes up and their velocity goes up, and I mean they're older and they're getting better. And when Garrett Cole left Houston, his velocity didn't go up and his spin rate didn't go up, and he got shellacked in New York. So I'll be interested to see what happens when Verlander leaves Houston and see if that translates, because to get better at his age just doesn't seem to happen, and that everybody that goes to the Houston Astros organization seems to find the fountain of youth. So you might want to check that locker room and see what's going on in there. But other than that, no. I got a tournament this weekend on Sunday that I completely forgot about. So we're gonna bowl that, some little Thanksgiving turkey trot, tournament that we're gonna bowl on Sunday. Saturday is Michigan, Ohio State, and my son comes back from Hawaii. And working in the morning. That's about it.
I was supposed to put the Christmas lights up this weekend, but it's supposed to be raining.
I was going to say that is probably on my list soon, but I normally have them up already. But the weather has not been cooperative. So
it's been raining the last 2 days. It's supposed to rain. We're supposed to get storms in the morning. I'm like, of course I have to work tomorrow when it's raining on me. I hate it. I hate the rain. So, but Sunday it's supposed to be 61 for a high and sunny. So maybe I'll put the Christmas lights up
Sunday.
there.
Maybe if I can get it up Sunday morning before I head to the tournament, but we will see.
I gotta go. My 4-year-old daughter Annabelle's turning 5 this Wednesday, so we're gonna go shopping on Sunday and pick her out a gift and get her a cake and get all that stuff started with the kid's birthday party. And that's pretty much it. We got a lot of leftovers to eat. I got to work tomorrow. I don't even know how.
Make sure you remember that you have to work tomorrow.
That's what Claudia said.
I don't want that phone call.
That's what Claudia said. You do work tomorrow. I'm like, yes, Claudia. I know.
Got it.
I work
Thank
tomorrow.
you.
I got it. I won't make that mistake again. Yeah, fun stuff though. But other than that, guys, we appreciate you jumping on with us and listening to our show, watching our show. Kat, thank you, and hope you guys had a fantastic Turkey Day yesterday. And enjoy your weekend. Go watch that Ohio State Michigan game, and enjoy your weekend, guys. God bless, and remember,
keep it outspoken.